Hey everyone, it's Andrea from Summit Valley Soap, and today I'm going to make one of my favorites. This is a beautifully layered rainbow soap that we've named Pride in honor of the LGBTQ+ community. I'll show you the process start to finish, but this video does assume you're already familiar with cold process soap making. If you're new and you want to get started, I've posted some links to tutorials in the comments below. I'll start with our colorants. I'm using Micas from Mad Micas. It's hard to get a perfect red. They have a true red set that's 3 different colors. They're Voodoo, Spicy Tomato, and Brazen Hussy. You mix the 3 together to get a perfect red. I'm using Pumpkinhead for orange, Taxi Cab for yellow, Envy is our green, our blue will be Twilight, and I'm using their Harold's Purple Crayon for purple. Our fragrance oil is Nuture Soap's Black Raspberry Vanilla. It smells really good and it acts very nicely in cold process soap. Now what I've already done is mixed all of the oils and I've made the lye solution for the whole batch. But I'm going to separate it into 6 equal parts and we'll pour them all separate, almost like we're making 6 different soaps. I'm distributing the mica colorant right now, and then I will take just the oil, not the lye, and divide it out into 6 equal parts with the mica. And this will give it a chance to disperse in the oil, which will give us even, really pretty color. Take a look at the True Red set. You can actually see the different colors. There's one that's kind of pink, one that's kind of orange, and one that's kind of brown. And I was skeptical, but once you get the oil in there and it disperses and you give it a whisk, it's a really beautiful, true red color. I love it. I'm gonna go ahead and give everything a whisk, again, just to make sure it's really well blended. And next I'm gonna measure out 6 equal parts of fragrance. Sometimes I don't add fragrance till the bitter end just because it can act up and cause you problems in soap batter, but this one is well behaved, so I'm going to do it now and it's one less thing to forget later. Time for lye, so we'll put our gloves on. We'll start with this purple layer and add 1/6 of the lye solution. I'll blend it to a very light trace. I want this to be very fluid, easy to pour. This helps me keep each layer very even with a flat surface and avoid any splattering that'll mess up our design. I've slowed this down to real time so you can see the pour. Get as close as you can to the bottom and stay in the middle. Don't drip down the side. Don't cause any splatters because those will show up in your other layers. This is kind of wasteful, but when I get to the end, I'm not going to scrape out every bit of soap batter with a spatula, because again, I don't want to splatter, I don't want to drip, I don't want to make any mess on the inside of that mold. This is a tall and skinny mold, and I love the look it creates, but it makes pouring that second level really hard. So what I'm going to do is wait 15 minutes and then we'll mix up our blue. And again, light trace, we want it nice and fluid. The reason the second one is so hard is because this tall mold doesn't really allow you to get down as low as you would need to be to gently pour onto that first layer. I am going to use a spatula, and that'll help break the speed of the pour. But because the mold is skinny, it's hard to get it in there. You have to put it in at an angle, and it's like that old game operation. You do not want to touch the sides. If you touch the sides, it'll smear that blue color up higher in the mold where you don't want it. So just pour very slowly and keep a really steady hand, and don't touch the sides of your mold. Now once you get past the second layer, you're not having to reach down as far in the mold, and it does get a lot easier. From here on out, I'm going to wait 10 minutes between each layer until I pour. Be very careful when you take everything out of the mold. For me, that seems the time when it's the easiest to drip or splatter. You think you're home free, but you're not until it's all cleared of the mold. Now I'm not going to show you the mixing of the rest of these colors just because you've seen it before and we're not going to do anything different. It's a little easier to pour these as the soap gets higher, but I'm still going to be very careful. Like I said before, I'm going to wait 10 minutes. I'm still going to use the spatula to break the fall of the batter. And I'm going to go nice and slow and avoid splatters. All right. Here's our red, and we're done. I do process my soaps in the oven to force gel. I think that makes the colors more vibrant. I do this by turning my oven on to the lowest setting, which is 170. I'll let it preheat. I spray the soap with an isopropyl alcohol to avoid soda ash, and then I'm going to cover it up, put the soap in the oven, and turn the oven off. I don't want it to be hot, I don't want it to cook, I just want it to be a nice warm environment so that it will pass through gel, and so the ambient air will be warm just like the soap inside and keep it from cracking or anything. I'll take it out the next morning and we'll unmold it. And it's always kind of a surprise. I mean, you know what you hope it looks like, but you really don't know what you have until you take it out of that mold. Beautiful. All right, I'll get this cut, and then I use a planer to bevel all of my edges. And cutting and beveling is one of my favorite things to do. Beveling soap is really relaxing to me, and it makes the soap bars look really pretty and finished. And in this case, when you're all done, you get a really fun, happy pile of soap confetti that smells amazing. These soaps are for sale in our Etsy store. We're Summit Valley Soap on Etsy. You can also follow us on Facebook, and we're on Instagram. And as always, like and subscribe, and that way you won't miss out on any of our content. Have a great day.